Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to look at some battles that I played during Go Battle RAGEQUIT, I believe from Saturday, with this team with 3 allrounders. Noctowl in the lead with Sky Attack, Shadow Ball as charge moves and Wing Attack as fast move, Medicham, Ice Punch, Psychic and Counter, and Sableye with Foul Play, Return and Shadow Claw. As I said, allrounders, all of them have good matchups all over the board, and even if it's a bad matchup for them, often they can flip these with a little bit of an energy advantage and good shield management. So let's jump into it. We have Noctowl in the lead against opponents, Noctowl in the lead. This is not necessarily bad, because this means my Medicham and my Sableye will most likely be able to avoid Noctowl, and since Noctowl is kind of strong against them, I am pretty happy about this. Opponent no shields my first move, I no shield their first move as well. We see CMP on the second Sky Attack. They decide to no shield that, and I'm shielding right here thinking it might be the mirror matchup. We end up almost farming them down. They switch out into the Medicham. I'm gonna go for a super effective Sky Attack. Opponent shields it. We go into Sableye, and opponent has had enough. They just top left the game. I mean, it's a pretty bad matchup. Right here we have Lanturn. That is not what we want to see. We immediately safe swap to Sableye. Opponent doesn't build up to the Thunderbolt. They just straight throw the surf. In comes Noctowl. This is a pretty bad situation. This is pretty bad. One of the better answers. Opponent shields the first move. This is good for us. We now have shield advantage. I decide to no shield this, and we're gonna go in with our Noctowl. Noctowl is not gonna do too much against the Lanturn anyway, and it's gonna end up being matched up against that, so we don't really need to preserve the Noctowl right here. It won't help us against the Lanturn. We both throw the charge moves, and we end up in the CMP time. I'm letting it go, knowing there's the Lanturn, and opponent also lets it go, probably also knowing that they have a Lanturn. They switch into Venusaur. Venusaur with the very hard-hitting Frenzy Plant, and I'm kinda surprised that my opponent didn't throw a move right here. I'm going for the Psychic, and they just no-shielded. And now we have shield advantage against the Lanturn as well as an energy advantage, and this should be good for us. This should be winning. I really don't know. I really don't understand why my opponent didn't throw the move right there. Maybe they were calling a bait, which is totally fine, but even if you plan on calling a bait, they should have just thrown the Frenzy Plant. Alright? Should have just made use of their energy. Opponent tries to catch the move right here, but we are just gonna go through it. Opponent with a Trevenant. We go into our Medicham against the Stunfisk safe swap. Kinda surprising to see Stunfisk as a safe swap right here, thinking it might be double steal. Opponent builds up to the Earthquake, and I'm preserving HP on my Medicham right here. We end up fully countering it down. We're gonna take another EQ in the process, but we have a lot of energy. I'm expecting the Trevenant to come in again, and we are able to Ice Punch it once, Ice Punch it twice, and now we go for the Snipe with Sableye. Opponent comes in with a Wall Rain. We have a few HP left on the Medicham. Gonna be able to do a few counters. We end up in a CMP tie right here. We win the CMP tie. Always good to CMP tie if you know that you would or most likely win them. Go for an EQ, we no-shield it, and Sableye with the slither of health ends up getting to another foul play. Right here we go into a Noctowl. Noctowl is definitely able to survive an Icicle Spear. We're gonna throw a Sky Attack. Opponent has no more shields, so they take some damage right there. They go for an Icicle Spear, and right here we immediately switch to our Medicham and counter it down. Next up we have a Shadow Victorybell in the lead. Opponent switches into Deoxys. We have a very good answer for this with Sableye. And for some reason my opponent, just like the Venusaur player, not throwing any charge moves. They are now in foul play range and they just get knocked out and they top left the battle. Well, I take it. Stunfisk lead, this is not good for us. We immediately switch into Sableye. They throw a Rock Slide. They don't even build up to more energy. We let that go. In comes their own Sableye. We are now down in HP but up in energy. And my opponent overfarms right here and ends up in a CMP tie that they lose. This is really costly for them, because they end up shielding their Sableye because they want to preserve switch advantage, even though they know that I have the Noctowl in the back. So they should have really just thrown one Shadow Claw earlier. Right here, I preserve my Noctowl HP, figuring that I'm probably gonna get countered with the Pokemon in the back as well, right? They probably have another answer to Medicham, and they do. It is a Trevenant. We land Ice Punch. Opponent goes for a move. We're no-shitting it. If it's a Seed Bomb, we get to another Ice Punch. And the Shadow Ball connects, takes us out. In comes in our Noctowl, and we are gonna be able to farm up to 100 energy, 110 if you want to believe. And this is what I'm talking about. We have a lot of energy advantage over the Stunfisk, and we are gonna be able to fire those Shadow Balls, and they really add up. They really add up. I'm just gonna shield the move. No reason to not shield the first move. They only have one move. It's not debuffing us, so. And right here, I'm feeling like double Sky Attack should do it. I don't want to go for the Shadow Ball, because I feel like I need two moves. And it's a CMP tie. Noctowl is gonna take the Rock Slide. I think it does like roughly 40%. And we end up in another CMP tie. But we once again win to win the game 5-0 with the team. Really solid team. With good energy management and good switches, you can really do a lot and come out of advantages out of bad situations. So definitely a recommendation from me. And yeah, if you enjoyed the video, feel free to subscribe, leave a like and comment, and follow me on the socials above. Good luck in your own battles and have a good rest of the day.